Greetings and hello world! I am Jessa Mae taking a Bachelor of Arts and Communication TB at Partido State University. So, for today's video, I am going to discuss the 3 theories I have chosen. So, let's find out in 3, 2, 1. The first theory I have chosen was cultivation theory. Cultivation theory was proposed by George Gerbner. Who is George Gerbner? George Gerbner was a professor of communication and the founder of cultivation theory. Cultivation theory is one of the core theories of media effects. According to the theory, people who watch television frequently are more likely to be influenced by the messages from the world of television. Television is therefore considered to contribute independently to the way people perceive social reality. So, ibig sabihin, malaki ang nagiging epekto ng panunood ng telebisyon. Nagkakaroon tayo ng bagong ideya hinggil sa ating napapanood at ang ideyang iyon ay maaaring gawin natin sa totoong buhay. The more a person watches television, the more likely he is to be influenced by what he watches when compared to others who watch less but share other similar demographic characteristics. So, sa pangkalahatan tungkol sa cultivation theory, ito ay ginamit upang ipaliwanag kung ano ang nagiging epekto ng panunood ng telebisyon. Hindi lang sa mga matatanda, pagkos pati na rin sa mga bata. Una kong pagkakaintindi sa teoryang ito ay akala ko puro good effects lamang ang hatid nito sa mga tao. Ngunit hindi pala. Dahil ang labis na panunood ng telebisyon, lalo na kung ang napapanood natin ay mga mararahas, ito'y nagpapaniwala na ang mundo ay isang mapanganib at marahas na mundo. Dahil dito, tayo ay nababalot sa takot. The second theory I have chosen was reinforcement theory. So what is reinforcement theory? It is the process of shaping behavior by controlling consequences of the behavior. Reinforcement theory proposes that you can change someone's behavior by using reinforcement, punishment, and extinction. Reinforcement can be divided into 2: the positive and negative reinforcement. What is the positive reinforcement? The positive reinforcement occurs when the consequence resulting in the behavior you are attempting to produce increases the probability that the desired behavior will continue. If a salesperson performs well, that salesperson may receive a bonus, which reinforces the desire to make sales because of the positive consequence of doing so. So next is negative reinforcement. Negative reinforcement occurs when a negative consequence is withheld if the behavior you are seeking will continue. So, is reward or punishment more effective in changing a person's behavior? Reinforcement and punishment both work independently as well as together as part of a behavior plan. Positive reinforcement works exceedingly better and faster than punishment. Paano nga ba ilapat ang teoryang ito sa totoong buhay? So for example, kunwari sa paaralan, ito ay kadalasang ginagamit ng ating mga guro. Halimbawa, gusto ng ating mga guro na makita tayong kumikilos o ang mga mag-aaral na kumikilos sa ilang partikular at gawain sa klase. Diba, kapag ang kagustuhan ito ay hindi natin sinusunod, binibigyan tayo ng punishment. Para saan ba ang punishment na iyon? Para tayo ay matuto dahil ang pagbibigay ng punishment ay nagbubunga ng magandang resulta at pagkututo ng mga mag-aaral. The last theory I chose was the uses and gratifications theory. So what is the uses and gratifications theory? The uses and gratification theory discusses the effects of the media on people. It explains how people use the media for their own need and get satisfied when their needs are fulfilled. In other words, it can be said that the theory argues what people do with media rather than what media does to people. Also, this theory is in contradiction to the magic bullet theory, which states that the audience is passive. This theory has a user-audience-centered approach. Even for communication, say interpersonal, people refer to the media for the topic to discuss among themselves. By referring the media, they gain more knowledge and exposure to the world beyond their limited eyesight. There are several needs and gratification for people. They are categorized into 5 needs. The first one is cognitive needs. Number 2, affective needs. Number 3, personal integrative needs. Number 3, social integrative needs. Number 5, tension-free needs. Cognitive needs. People use media for acquiring knowledge, information, facts, and etc. Among the audience, some have the thirst to acquire intellectual and academic knowledge. This is not a very common phenomenon. Different people have different needs. For example, quiz programs on television give on factual knowledge. To know about current affairs, people need to watch the news regularly. Search engines on the internet are also very popular since people can browse for any topic easily under the run with no time restriction. The number 2 is affective needs. It includes all kinds of emotions, pleasure, and moods of people. People use media, say television, to satisfy their emotional needs. The best example would be when people get emotional or sometimes even they cry for a sad scene while watching the movie soap opera. The third one is personal integrative needs. This is the self-esteem need. People use media to reassure their status, gain credibility, and stabilize. So people watch television and assure themselves that they have a respectable status in society. Number 4 is social integrative needs. It encompasses the need to socialize with family, friends, and relations in society. For social interaction nowadays, people do not seem to gather socially during weekends. Instead, they have turned to social networking sites on the internet such as Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr or etc. to satisfy their needs. The last one is tension-free needs. People sometimes use the media as a means to escapism from the real world and to relieve from tension and stress. For example, people tend to relax while watching television, listening to the radio, surfing the internet, etc. In fact, media has the power to grab audience mind since it makes them feel connected with the situation and characters emotionally. That's all. Thank you.